Let's keep this efficient. Some of you have been very uncooperative lately.
Don't touch it. This is live streaming. I'm serious. It's broadcasting.
This is a nightmare.
The HOA meeting was supposed to be routine. Budget approvals, lawn complaints, the usual bored faces in folding chairs. But Karen didn't know this would be the last meeting she'd ever control. She stood at the front of the community hall, blazer crisp, voice sharp, tapping the microphone like she owned the building. Let's keep this efficient. Some of you have been very uncooperative lately. That was Karen's favorite word, uncooperative. Her code for you didn't obey me. The room was packed, every seat filled. Even people who never attended HOA meetings were there. Renters, retirees, young couples, single moms. Karen smirked at the turnout, mistaking tension for support. She opened with her usual humiliation routine. First on the agenda, Unit 14B, repeated parking violations. Again, I warned you people. All eyes turned to Marcus, a quiet man in a hoodie. Karen zoomed in with the projector, his car circled in red like a criminal suspect. You see this? That's called disrespect for authority. Marcus stood up slowly. Calm. I pay my dues. My car was in my own driveway. Karen laughed. Actually laughed. You don't get to interpret the rules. I do. Murmurs spread across the room. Phones came out. Someone whispered, "She's wild tonight." Karen leaned forward, enjoying it. And for anyone else who thinks they're special, remember, I can fine you, tow you, and restrict access to amenities. This community exists because of me. That's when something strange happened. No one argued, no one shouted. Instead, people started standing up, one by one. Not to leave. Not yet. They were smiling, and Karen didn't notice. Karen finally noticed the silence, not the normal awkward silence. This one felt heavy, charged, like a courtroom right before a verdict. She cleared her throat. Sit down. This isn't a protest. This is a meeting. No one moved. Instead, Marcus turned his phone toward the projector. The screen behind Karen flickered. Her own spreadsheet vanished, replaced by a group chat. HOA survivors. 134 members. Almost the entire neighborhood. Karen's smile froze. What is this nonsense? Who hacked my system? A woman in the front row, Diane, the widow Karen fined for leaving her trash out 1 hour late, stood up. That's the record of everything you've done to us. Screenshots began scrolling automatically. Illegal fines, private messages, threats, voice notes. Karen's voice, unmistakable. If you don't pay by Friday, I'll make sure your kids can't use the pool again. Gasps filled the room. Karen lunged for the laptop. Marcus stepped between them. Don't touch it, he said calmly. This is live streaming. Her face drained of color. Another clip played. Karen bragging in a voice note. These people are idiots. I can milk them for years. The room erupted. A man shouted, "That's my voice note you sent me." A mother yelled, "You threatened CPS on me." Karen started laughing. Not confidently, nervously. You're all twisting things. This is edited. This is harassment. Diane stepped closer. No, Karen, this is evidence. Then came the twist. The projector switched again. A familiar logo appeared. City Compliance Department, live audit. Karen whispered, "That's not real." Marcus finally smiled. "It is. The inspector is watching. Right now. You invited the whole neighborhood, remember?" Karen backed away from the podium. That's when the first person walked out, not in anger, in disgust. Then another, and another. A slow, silent mass exodus. Karen stood alone at the front of the room, exposed, sweating, still talking into a microphone no one was listening to. At this point in the story, remember to like, share, and subscribe if you're enjoying this downfall, and tell us in the comments where you're watching from. Karen tried to regain control the only way she knew how. She turned to the one person she trusted in the room, Linda, her vice president, her shadow, the woman who helped her enforce rules, collect fines, and spy on neighbors. "Linda," Karen said sharply, "tell them this is illegal. Tell them they can't do this." Linda didn't move. She stood up slowly, adjusting her cardigan like she was about to testify in court. "Karen, I already did." Karen frowned. "Did what?" Linda pulled out a folder, thick, heavy, stuffed with papers. "I reported you 3 months ago." The room went dead silent. Karen laughed again, but this time her voice cracked. "You're bluffing." Linda opened the folder and handed the first page to Marcus. "Bank statements, HOA funds, your personal account." Karen's eyes widened. "You stole from the association," Marcus said calmly. "Over $47,000, Karen shouted. "That was reimbursement. I deserved that money." Linda shook her head. No, Karen, you forged invoices. You paid yourself for consulting services that never existed. Then came the real betrayal. Linda looked straight at her. You made me evict my own sister. The room gasped. She was 3 weeks late on dues. You told me to push it. You said rules are rules. She lost her apartment. Her kids moved schools. Karen whispered, you should have followed procedure. Linda's voice broke. I did, your procedure, and I'll regret it forever. She turned to the room. So I recorded everything after that, every meeting, every call, every threat. She tapped her phone, all backed up. Cloud, lawyer, city. Karen collapsed into the chair behind her. Not dramatic, not screaming, just empty. Her power wasn't taken. It was handed over by the one person who knew where all the bodies were buried. Karen thought rock bottom meant losing power. She was wrong. The city inspector arrived the next morning, not quietly, with police and a local news van. By noon, her face was everywhere. HOA president under investigation for fraud and abuse. The same neighbors she once fined were now being interviewed on live TV. Diane stood in front of Karen's building. She treated us like prisoners. Now the truth is out. Marcus showed the reporter the group chat. She threatened families. This wasn't leadership. This was control. Karen tried to make a statement. She walked up to the microphone, hair unbrushed, hands shaking. This is all a misunderstanding. I was protecting the community. The reporter cut her off. Ma'am, city records show you're banned from holding any HOA position for 10 years and under civil investigation for financial misconduct. The crowd laughed, not loudly, coldly. Then came the exile. Her access badge stopped working, her parking privileges revoked, her name removed from the community website. Even worse, no one spoke to her anymore, not in the elevator, not in the hallway, not at the mailbox. She became invisible in the same neighborhood she once terrorized. The final twist, she tried to attend the next HOA meeting. The new president, Diane, stopped her at the door. This meeting is for residents in good standing. Karen whispered, I live here. Diane replied, calm and deadly, so did all the people you destroyed. The door closed. Karen stood outside, hearing laughter, voices, life. A community she built on fear, now thriving without her. And just like that, Karen lost everything. If you made it to the end, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And tell us in the comments where you're watching from. This story is a reminder. Power without accountability always ends the same way.